Hello and welcome to my YouTube video. This video is going to be a tutorial on demonstrating how to block the border of a central lace panel shawl. The central lace panel is worked first and blocked, then the border is knitted on and grafted, and now we need to block the border. But before we can block the border, we need to get the central panel portion back out to the dimensions that we want it to be. So we're going to block the center part first. And I usually block things up and down, not side to side. But I'm doing this side to side because it fits into the visual portion of my camera that I'm using. So I'm going to pull the sides out, and I'm blocking the central portion of the panel. I'm just stretching it, and you know, blocking and stretching are not synonymous. Blocking means you're just getting it wet in some fashion. In this case, we're going to use steam, and allowing it to dry in the shape that you want it to be. Now, lace requires that you stretch it in order to see the beautiful lace work, the eyelets, to open up the eyelets. But if you were blocking a cable sweater or something like that, you would not want to, the last thing you would want to do is stretch it. So we're just getting the panel squared again before we work with the border. So that's our starting point. Now we're going to actually stretch the border. Okay, so now we're going to work on pulling the points out of the lace border and stretching it. This is a corner point, so we're going to stretch it to the corner. And I'm pulling these out firmly. And you just have to pin the point. And we'll go around the whole shawl doing this. I'm going to cut here and go ahead and stretch the rest, and then we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've got it all pinned out. And at this point, you can make small adjustments. If you don't like the way something is, you can readjust it. And we're going to take the blocking pins out from the body because they were just there to hold it into a symmetrical shape, the shape that we want it to be, while we're pulling the edges out. So this time we just remove all of these. And we have our beautiful lace here. Now I'm going to steam block this. So I've got my steamer here, and I'm just going to run the steam over it. And then we'll let it dry for a little bit. It doesn't take very long for things to dry from being steamed. Steam is almost as effective as wet blocking. It works pretty good for lace. I've always been very happy with it. The problem with steamers, though, is they're meant to be used in an upright position, and you've got to tip them over to do this. So sometimes it takes a little bit of fiddling. And sometimes they drip, like this one is right now. Whoops, we got a Ricky Racer in our neighborhood. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I'm going to go one more time around it, and then we're going to let it sit here for a little while, and then we'll come back and take the pins out and see what it looks like. Okay, here we are. It's been drying. It feels pretty dry. I helped it along a little bit with my hair dryer. So we're going to take the pins out. Now it's going to shrink in some when I take the pins out because we have it stretched as far as it will possibly go. So it will pull in a little bit, but it should still be very, very lacy. So here we go. Let's see what it's going to look like. It's looking good. Now, I have not woven the ends in yet. I'm just going to use the standard method of weaving in ends in stockinette stitch and garter stitch. I'll give you links to those videos. This is very pretty. See, isn't that beautiful? Very light, airy, just gorgeous. Okay, so there you go. That's the end of this set of videos for this portion of the tutorial. There's more portions to come. Take care and happy knitting.